What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and take a look at this. Just coming out, we ought to get locked in a room. With time running out before the midterms, Democrats grow anxious about botching Biden's agenda. This just coming out as Democrats are saying that they are running out of time to get done with stimulus packages, stimulus checks. They are reaching the point of no return, and they have got to get something done. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. This is your breaking news update, stimulus check update, and stimulus package update. And do you think that's not a bad idea? Maybe they should just lock all 50 of the Democratic senators in one room and not let them out until they come to an agreement. Well, you guys, I'm going to get you caught up on the latest as we're hearing that stimulus check proposals for a fourth federal level check to go out to everybody in the nation is starting to come out. Also, we're hearing about new legislation for packages, for bills, for stimulus, and we're going to be seeing if they're able to pass anything through. Now, if they are not, we're also hearing that executive orders and executive actions have been taken into consideration by the president to get something done, because as we're going to be reading in this article, the point of no return before the midterm elections is right around the corner, and a lot of Democrats are starting to get concerned. And as I've shared with you in other videos, all of these issues that we're having around the nation are sparking worse inflation, high prices, but in addition to that, one of the things that started this entire thing is the pandemic. And it is still here. Take a look at these headlines, you guys. The CDC urges older Americans to get boosters shots as hospitalizations soar once again. And you can see here the United States cases. The 7-day moving average is on the incline at 88,000 new cases per day, with 115,000 new cases yesterday alone. How big is this new wave going to be that we're hearing is on the way? Well, no one really knows, but as we saw in Christmas of last year with the new Omicron variant, it was pretty significant and it went up pretty fast. And we're hearing that this subvariant of Omicron stealth, is even more contagious and could begin to shut things down and override hospitals fairly quick. So we will see, you guys. I will keep you up to date. We're going to be seeing if Congress is going to be responding by passing more packages, more stimulus. But take a look at this. Just coming out, the Senate blocked the $48 billion aid package for restaurants and other businesses trying to pass more stimulus. And they're saying, no, hit the pause button. We don't need to do that. But we are hearing calls for more direct assistance, more stimulus checks and provisions for people. So I'm going to get you caught up on this latest article that has just come out that's going to be revealing some of the strategies, some of the thoughts, and the timeframes for getting things done for stimulus. So let's go ahead and dive right in, get you caught up on the latest. But before we do, also wanted to mention, consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. And I pray that it's a blessing to you. I share with you some of the things I've learned over the years from multimillionaires that has helped transform my life for me and my family. Check out that channel if you're interested in building a business, investing in real estate, stocks, cryptos. I hope that it is a blessing. I'll pin a comment down below, click the link, go subscribe, and turn on notifications. But here on this channel, if you appreciate the updates, before we dive in, if you could do me a quick favor, just takes a second, don't forget, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Helps me out a ton. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here and you'd like to stay up to date, totally free, why not? Come join the Ram fam. Just hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and if you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive into this article and get you caught up on the latest on stimulus. So link in the description below to this Business Insider article that came out yesterday that reads, "We ought to get locked in a room. With time running out before the midterms, Democrats grow anxious about botching Biden's agenda. Biden's economic agenda is on the ropes, with Manchin holding out. The party's efforts to strike a deal with the West Virginia Democrat hasn't gone anywhere in months, and time is running out before the focus in Congress turns to the midterm campaigns. The chaos squiggle image of President Joe Biden's economic agenda moving through Congress is starting to resemble a flat line on a hospital heart monitor. Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia came out in opposition to the House-approved Build Back Better bill 5 months ago in a Fox News interview, arguing that it would grow the nation's debt and worsen inflation. Without his support, Democrats can't pass their marquee climate and tax legislation over united GOP resistance in the 50-50 Senate, and it has been frozen in amber ever since. Now, gone are the last year appeals from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer for Democrats to pursue big, bold social changes on a scale similar to the Great Society or the New Deal with the new federal spending on childcare, checks to parents, and education. So they wanted to have $10 trillion, $6 trillion, $7 trillion, reoccurring monthly stimulus checks, child tax credits, an assortment of provisions that they're saying are no longer going to be a reality. They shifted their focus from a once-in-a-generation overhaul of the economy to cutting costs for families and providing financial relief from rising prices at the gas pump and the grocery store. But even at that smaller scope does not seem to have moved the needle with Manchin as the spring turns into summer. Now, some Democrats are openly fretting that they will botch their endeavor to secure elements of Biden's agenda and leave empty-handed with time dwindling before the midterms. They face enormous challenges hanging onto their narrow majorities in both chambers. Inflation is severely denting Biden's approval rating, and some polls show Republicans edging out Democrats on the economy. And actually, there are several polls right now that are showing that. I'm worried that we won't deliver for the American people, said Senator Elizabeth Warren. Wow. It makes no sense not to have a deal. It would be a professional malpractice for a Democratic majority, albeit a narrow one, to leave a reconciliation opportunity on the table, said Senator Tim Kaine of Virginia in an interview. We ought to get locked in a room until we have all 50 in agreement, referring to the senators. And yes, they have a reconciliation bill at their disposal that they have not used, and that was from last year. They have another one for this year, and they have not been able to pass anything through because there is no agreement in the Democratic Party in the Senate. Now, to tackle inflation, Manchin says that he is open to a package centered on deficit reduction, cutting prescription drug prices, and stepping up taxes on the super rich and large corporations. But signs of imminent breakthrough are scant, with talks remaining behind closed doors. He's never publicly endorsed Biden's spending plans. Manchin and Schumer have met twice since late April on efforts to curtail inflation. The pair met recently on Wednesday afternoon, Politico reported. Schumer said that they were making some progress, and I'm feeling decent. Some in the party, like Kaine, have floated a Memorial Day deadline, and that is the last we had heard, that they wanted to pass something by Memorial Day through the process of reconciliation for stimulus to see if a deal could be struck with the Democratic holdout. But Manchin is suggesting September 30th, when the party's ability to approve a bill without GOP votes expires due to a strict rule governing reconciliation as the final deadline, telling Politico that I don't know how you put a time limit on that if you can do it the right way. Wow. Let me know your thoughts. They would hold out till September 30th, literally the last day that they could pass reconciliation. Do you think that that is the day that we could see stimulus checks and stimulus packages get passed through reconciliation? Will they wait that long? Now, there is a widespread belief, though, amongst Democrats that the start of August recess actually marks the end of their capacity to be able to pass a slimmer bill, with attention then turning to campaigning for the midterm elections. It's possible other deadlines could force a last-minute Democratic scramble. Enhanced federal subsidies available through the Affordable Cares Act are set to expire at the end of the year under Biden's stimulus law. That program bolsters financial assistance for individuals buying their own health insurance through Obamacare's federal exchange or state marketplace. But experts say Congress must act by midsummer to avoid setting off steep premium hikes that millions of voters would learn about only 1 week before the November midterm elections. That would not be a good recipe for Democrats. West Virginia residents would see the biggest premium increase in the nation, per a report from the Families USA advocacy group released this week. That's a headwind, but it's also a tailwind in that this is certainly something that Senator Joe Manchin wouldn't want to see happen, said Representative Donald Byer of Virginia, a member of the House and Ways Means panel, telling Insider. Why would he want all of these health insurance premiums to go up? So that one might be a piece to get that constructive conversation between the senator and the president. Other priorities are taking up his attention as well. Manchin has been spearheading an effort to secure a bipartisan energy deal. The bipartisan gang fluctuates in size between 10 and 12 Democrats and Republicans, and they have convened 4 times over the past month. There have been few signs of an emerging agreement, with lawmakers wielding competing priorities on how to pay for it and whether clean energy should be the focus. Now, my gut tells me that we might have a shot at a bipartisan bill. We might resolve some of our differences, but not all of them, said Senator Tom Carpenter of Delaware, a regular Democratic attendee, telling Insider. At the end of the day, there might have to be a smaller reconciliation bill that would otherwise have been necessary. So they're saying they might be able to pass reconciliation, but if they do, it's going to be significantly smaller than they felt was going to be needed. Senator Mark Warner of Virginia, another Democratic attendee, simply shrugged when asked if he believed that the group's work was meant to replace a Democratic-only spending plan. Others in the room, though, believe that Senator Manchin wouldn't be plowing so much time and energy if that wasn't the case. He's been so clear about reconciliation, said Kevin Kramer of North Dakota, telling reporters on Monday evening. I don't know why even his own people seem not to accept no for an answer. So there you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Democrats, they're starting to get worried about the situation. They're going to have to pass something here very soon as time is running out, and we're hearing things are ramping up with stimulus checks and stimulus packages. Now, as they do, I will be sure to share with you here on the channel so you know the latest, and we will see if legislation falls apart, if the president will step up and pass executive orders and executive actions for more direct assistance to people in the form of stimulus checks and other provisions. And that is the latest, you guys. And as always, thank you so much for joining me here on the channel. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second, smash that like button. Helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, totally free, why not? Come join the Ram fam. I'll let you know everything going on. I'll share with you the articles, link them in the description, put them on the screen and read right from them so you know it's the latest. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. If you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. Consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. And with that being said, you guys, once again, thank you for joining me. I hope that you and the family have a blessed weekend, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.